Hello everyone, welcome back and welcome to day 14. We are finishing off our second full week together with a focused practice. We're gonna think about our hips and our hamstrings a little bit extra today. So find some space to move and let's get started. So before we begin, if you do want to have any props close by, you might want some blocks to hold onto, maybe a strap to use. I'm not going to use anything at all myself, but meet me in tabletop for sure. Spread your fingers nice and wide and maybe give your hips a gentle sway side to side. And then we'll be sending our right leg back first. So tuck your toes, push into the ball of your foot. Just bring some length into that leg. You might add a little bit of a rock or a sway forwards and back. And then you can start to bring that knee in and switch sides. Left leg back, tuck the toes. Maybe add a little sway forwards and back. And then you can bring your left knee back in as well. So from our tabletop, let's lift up and bring our right foot forwards. So if you want to hold onto any blocks, feel free to do so. But find a nice low lunge. Keep your knee on the ground if you need to roll your mat over for some extra cushion. And let's think about that left hip flexor. So rest on the top of the left foot, the back foot too. And you might just add a little movement here. Bring the hips kind of forwards and down and maybe bring them back a little bit. Now it might be a nice small movement that you can't actually see. It might be a little bit noticeable. And you can also just be still. You can be still, just sinking into that left hip flexor. Might also feel good to add a sway side to side when you are sinking the hips forwards and maybe a little sway side to side. Just another breath here though, and then we're gonna send the hips back, lengthening the front leg. So you can push the sole of the foot, the toes down. Trying to flatten the foot against the ground, trying to straighten the leg. Again, maybe holding on to something that's a little bit higher than the ground. Drop your chest towards your knee if you want more. Just let your shoulders fall from your ears. We're gonna come back into our lunge. So bend into the front knee again, sinking into your hip. You can leave your foot in the middle of your mat or you can heel toe over to lizard, sinking into the hips. You can add your little pulse, maybe back and forwards, up and down, maybe a little side to side movement. But if you did come into lizard, you're just gonna start to make your way back. Heel toe the foot to the middle and then send the hips back. And this time, let's point our toes up. Drop the chest towards your knee as much as feels good, but feel your hamstring all the way through the back of your leg. Just one more breath here. And then you can bend back into the front knee a little bit. We're just gonna make our way into tabletop. So come back onto your hands and your knees. Give your hips a little bit of a sway. And then our left foot is gonna be coming forwards, setting up our lunge. Feel free to roll your mat over. Add some cushion under your back knee. But notice your back foot. Can you rest on the top of it? Notice that right hip flexor. Does it feel good to add a little movement Sinking the hips forwards and then back a little. Or maybe just be still. We'll take one more breath. And then you can send your hips back, lengthening through the left leg. Push your foot down. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Bringing as much length into the left leg as feels right on the hamstring. And then with your next inhale, start to bend back into the front knee. Come back into your lunge. Your foot can stay or it can heel toe over. Lizard lunge. Sinking into your hips still. Maybe a little bit of movement. Sinking the hips down and a little lift up. Maybe a very gentle sway, side to side. And then if you did find lizard, you're gonna bring your foot back, heel toe, to the middle of your mats. And let's send our hips back again, lengthening that left leg. And you can point your toes up this time if you want to. Does it feel different when you push your foot down than when you point your toes up? How does your hamstring feel in your half split? Take another breath here. And then you can bend back into your front knee. You can find tabletop as well. Maybe give your hips a little bit of a sway side to side. And then we're gonna sit down with our legs in front of us. You can give your knees a little squeeze if you'd like, a little hug. We're gonna bring the soles of our feet together and let our knees come out wide for butterfly. Now you might find that you end up staying here, lengthening through the spine, soles of the feet together. Or you can take your left foot and bring it over top of the right. And you can keep bringing that foot over towards your right knee. Double pigeon. Maybe pointing the toes forward, trying to stack the lower legs. Lengthening through the spine though, and maybe taking a tip forwards. Maybe not. Let's stay for a breath. If you're in double pigeon, we're gonna make our way back to butterfly. So just slide that foot. Bring the soles of the feet together again. Lengthen your spine. And then maybe we'll switch sides. Right foot on top. Making its way over towards the knee. Point the toes forwards. Trying to stack the lower legs. Feel the outer hips. Sit tall. And maybe folding forward. So you might stay for another breath before you find your way back to butterfly. Once you are there, either stay seated tall, maybe take a quick tip forwards, feel your hips, maybe even add a little sway of the shoulders side to side. And then we can start to bring our knees back together. Awesome work, you guys. That is it. That is all. Short and sweet. Congratulations for finishing 2 full weeks of yoga. I will see you back here again tomorrow. Until then, namaste.